What connects Beethoven, Albert Einstein, Arthur Miller, Charles Darwin, and Charles Dickens? Their passion for taking daily walks. Beethoven took lengthy strolls after lunch, carrying a pencil and pen with him in case inspiration struck. Albert Einstein was known to walk the 1.5 miles from his home to Princeton, where he taught classes. He would also often conduct lectures while walking the grounds of the campus. Charles Darwin was said to have taken 3 45-minute walks each day. Charles Dickens took frequent 3-hour walks, and what he observed on them fed directly into his writing. Arthur Miller also took walks. He said, "I don't believe in draining the reservoir. I believe in getting up from the typewriter, away from it, while I still have things to say." Never allowing the reservoir to be empty, but constantly refueling it through walking, is integral to creativity. These creative people directly benefited from walking each day. There is scientific evidence that supports this daily habit. Neural noise can build up in the brain the longer we exert mental energy. When you are sitting still, there is not enough dampening of this neural noise, so it is hard to sustain your focus. Motor neurons involved in walking dampen our neural noise, reducing distracting thoughts and increasing our focus. Walking gives you time to think, mental space to make connections, and solve problems. Nietzsche said, "It is only ideas gained from walking that have any worth." When we sit down trying to solve a problem, we focus intently on finding a solution. But sometimes we can't make headways. We get stuck in a barrage of repetitive, unproductive thoughts that aren't leading to a solution. Walking reduces the mental strain on the problem you're trying to solve, giving it much needed breathing room. I have found when struggling to come up with ideas for videos, walking outside is the perfect environment for idea generation. The blue sky, the flowers, the cars, the people, all open up my mind. There is space for new ideas. Walking is essential for cultivating an environment of mind wandering, which can lead to inspiration. Inspiration doesn't come without our involvement. We must give it time and space to appear. Henry David Thoreau wrote in his journal that the moment my legs begin to move, my thoughts begin to flow. Seneca wrote, "We should take wandering outdoor walks, so that the mind might be nourished and refreshed by the open air and deep breathing." Walking is essential for keeping a well-adjusted and ordered mind. It is the key to keeping yourself nourished and refreshed throughout the dramas of your life. Taking care of our mind should be our biggest priority. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The nearer a man comes to a calm mind, the closer he is to strength." Cultivating a calm mind is essential for dealing with what the day throws at you. It is a suit of armor against events and people that might disturb your tranquility. Eckhart Tolle wrote, "Most people's lives are cluttered up with things, material things, things to do, things to think about. Their lives are like the history of humanity, which Winston Churchill defined as one damn thing after another." Their minds are filled with the clutter of thoughts, one thought after another. We need space in the clutter, moments of calm to step away from it all and give our minds much needed rest. Walking alone for short stretches provides one with the opportunity to reflect, step off the train of life and look around a bit before jumping back into life's hustle and bustle. Our mind can, indeed, be nourished and refreshed by taking daily walks. It is an essential part of being a Stoic, attaching importance to one's inner life by cultivating an environment of peace and calm through walking daily. When I walk, I like to mentally recap the day's events so far. How have I spent my time? Are the things I'm doing constructive or destructive? Was I kind or was I selfish? Am I making progress on the projects that most matter to me? I find taking a moment to reflect helps me to check in with my values and the direction I'm heading. I will ask myself on my walks, what projects am I working on today to make things better for my future self? You want to be in a position where you can look back at yourself yesterday and thank him for where you are today. In practice, this could be keeping up an exercise routine, writing the first draft of an essay chapter for your future self to redraft, or prepping food for a healthy meal tomorrow. Making time for walking gives us space to check in with which direction we are travelling. Are we keeping our future selves in mind? Seneca wrote, "If a man knows not which port he sails, no wind is favourable." This quote underscores the importance of having a clear direction in life, so one doesn't feel that actions are uncertain and aimless. Walking is a pause button on life, to ask yourself, which port do you sail? And readjusting your life accordingly. Walking helps us slow down, restock, and craft an intentional life. Seneca wrote in his letter to Lucilius, "I have just returned from a ride in my litter, and I am as weary as if I had walked the distance, instead of being seated. Even to be carried for any length of time is hard work, perhaps all the more so because it is an unnatural exercise. For nature gave us legs with which to do our own walking, and eyes with which to do our own seeing. Our luxuries have condemned us to weakness. We have ceased to be able to do that which we have long declined to do." Walking is a natural and essential part of being human. Seneca is explaining how unnatural it is to be carried, or in a modern day context, sitting at a desk or on the sofa. I find myself getting agitated if I'm sat in the same position for too long. I end up getting caught up in trivial matters, and I forget to see the bigger picture. Walking allows one to get some perspective, to put aside some time for introspection, which can help direct one's mind onto the things which really matter. One's health, strong relationships, passion projects, helping the community, etc. As Epictetus said, you become what you give your attention to. If you yourself don't choose what thoughts and images you expose yourself to, someone else will. Spending some time walking will make you more productive. You will spend your time more intentionally because you've reflected on how you are living. It is nature's exercise, not only for our bodies, but for our minds. Walking for a bit each day has many benefits. If you're stuck on a problem, walk. Can't make a decision? Walk. Anxious or stressed? Walk. And come back feeling refreshed and nourished by the open air and deep breathing. It isn't a solution to your problem, but it is a great first step to finding one. Make walking a habit. Epictetus wrote, every habit and capability is conformed and grows in its corresponding actions, walking by walking, and running by running. Therefore, if you want to do something, make a habit of it. So, put on your shoes and take a walk. You won't regret it. Thanks for watching.